10 seconds remaining. Team Empire's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Team Empire's turn to pick. Seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Time.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Razor.
Seconds remaining. Team Empire's turn to pick.
Rubik.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Points away.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Empire's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Empire's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. Team Empire's turn to pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Witch Doctor.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Empire's turn to pick.
Brewmaster.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team back.
Terrorblade.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Empires turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Empires turn to pick. Radiant team pick.
I speak for the trees.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. You may now select your heroes.
Warriors of the wood.
Prepare for battle.
To your health. What a handsome devil. What a
30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
Straight.
Almost a third of his HP from one hit. Lil. And And actually, we did talk about this, that Furion is on mid, tiny, I don't know.
Yeah, this is quite curious actually, the Ghost Chopper in the mid lane up against Dendi.
Yeah, you can't really put Tiny there, can you? So we could have expected that. Yeah, Razor would just dominate that lane so hard versus melee hero. I mean, such as Tiny.
And at the same time, I think it's the right call to keep Doom in the top lane.
Definitely. That's what we talked about. This Doom needs to help General, at least at the start, at least until the first meta is out and the Melodics have been wasted, a few Melodics at least. And Poshka actually went with Cask. Not something we see too often.
Yeah, especially if you've seen the Dooms leveled Infernal Blade. Like, you can get a lot of harassment out of this guy, especially since he has 0 armor.
And they had meta, right? So they could have just Maledicted him there and used the couple of right clicks. He'd lose so much HP. It's still good though.
And all the while, looking at the mid lane so far, it's more or less a draw. I mean, Nature's getting a little bit more out of this lane, but you expect that as a ranged hero up against these trees.
I'm definitely certain Ghost should win this lane. He should do really well here. Maybe not completely win it, but there's no way for them to actually deal with these trees. Ghost can always block him out if he goes for the static link. So
yeah, it's also the case of if you go for that static link, especially in the early levels, the trees attack you. You lose a lot of HP.
He can either opt for blocking him or attacking him. Either won't work.
Actually, at the moment, the one that is doing best for Empire would probably be Tiny. He's having a decent time up against Morphling.
Definitely. They made him waste that salve early on, and he is just sitting on one single tango, guys. One tango.
Only one?
Only one.
Could you possibly buy more? It's a possibility, but I don't think it's one he's going to take. Him on top lane, looks like Lil's going to fight up in Poshka. The bounces from the cast were not favorable, and Lil needs to be careful because he hasn't leveled the Scorched Earth. It's only level 1 Maledict though, so he should be able to walk it off. It's going to hurt a lot
though. Should be fine. However, does he have a port? He does. I don't think he's going to go for it.
Wait, no, Lil? Oh, he's going to go for him with Poshka. He actually might get the kill. Lil? He fit. No! The cask!
The cask.
Poshka just gets it.
So close, and that's so much worth for Witch Doctor actually. He gets so much out of it. Experience-wise and gold-wise. He got more. He got 400 gold for First Blood. Wait, yeah, on Doom, while the Doom got only 200.
So a very, very clutch first blood there between the two. I mean, I don't think Lil was wrong in trying to go for that, but it's the fact that Cask is not the biggest.
Dandy on mid, he's been blocked out by trees and hits.
Oh no, he is as well. The Poshka's on his way, but they can't hold it for longer.
He went from 100 HP to this in a matter of seconds there. And Miposhka
is coming back around. The Cask, the Maledict, now the right click should follow. Will it be enough though? Dendi is taking a lot of damage, but the one might keep him alive. One more right click would seal his fate. There it is. Final hit. In fact, you know what? Kostik's not happy. He wants to go and make sure this happens.
Yeah, he made sure this guy dies. While this all is happening though, their Blade is kind of suffering. He's not really farming that well. Brewmaster is having the time of his life on top.
I mean, look at Lil's positioning.
Lil is just wrapping around with his tranquil strength.
He's keeping Naive on the back foot. Naive cannot even move close to these creep waves most of the time.
Yeah, and even if he comes close, what's gonna happen is Drunken Haze go. It's actually, yeah, the Drunken Haze is the second spell. Goes into his face and he just can't blast it properly. Just misses.
You know, they could have made it more confusing for you. Imagine if every skill was just called Drunken something.
Drunken this, Drunken that.
Drunken Split, Drunken Clap.
Drunken Lizard.
And
alright.
Is Ghostic, so Ghostic's going for the typical phase boost, but after that, does Ghostic go for the drums? Is this kind of like, because a lot of mids pick up drums, and I know Nature's used to, but it seems to have fallen off in favorability.
Could. I think Orchid is very valuable game for them.
He's dead. Maledict power, the Metamorphosis comes out. You know what the catch there was? Lil left the lane.
Exactly. As soon as he leaves, he was wrapping around doing something. He's eyeing the Ghostic, trying to pressure happen mid. However, the positioning of Ghostic is just so passive right now. It's supporting base. Trees are gonna scout the side.
He knew about Doom. Yeah, he has his board down.
That's it. It's the board plus the fact that
General again. That's the Maledict. He's got salve
and sticks. He should.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Yeah. But you know, you just basically spend anything you brought for regen wise straight away, and that was the same Metamorphosis.
They should probably remain Lil top. Lil should probably remain top. Yeah, your mid is suffering hard, but you shouldn't be losing 2 lanes. Never mind, LeBron is porting mid.
Oh, Ghostic, yeah. And Lil's coming across. They do get telekinesis out, and Ghostic, he has no escape from this. He knows his fate sealed.
This makes a lot of sense, right? Because Lil alone, he couldn't do anything. However, with LeBron rotating, I think this is a good call because their Morphling is suffering already. This lane is something you should sack. There's no way... At one point, you have to realize that your Morph is not going to have a good time no matter what.
16 last hit to the 35 of Tiny, and look at this harass. It's just straight away.
The thing is, you can't do anything about this.
They're doing someone elsewhere.
There we go. So they make 2 quick kills as soon as they start rotating with these supports together. And that's what you should usually do. You have to sack the hard carry to make enough space for your heroes that are gonna carry you through the mid game. Because hard carry, listen, he's not gonna do a lot mid game. He's coming back late game. And through the mid game, you need someone that's gonna be a powerhouse. You need someone that's gonna make space with him. That's when Crystallize is actually gonna farm and recover on CIS. So it makes a lot of sense that they're rotating around.
It is true. We see it quite often throughout the CIS qualifiers. Just allow one lane to be burnt, reinforce the others, push your advantage, don't try and recover your loss.
And when that lane is someone like, let's say, a Morph or an AM, which hasn't really seen much play lately, but those heroes that are really strong, super late game.
Oh, Crystallize. He might be in a little trouble to toss the Avalanche. He will get away. But
it's alright for him. He has Sticks and the Ring of Health, so it's much harder for them to completely zone him out right now.
True, and Yoku's actually going to go top because it looks like there's a problem. The split does come out, and Naive is in a little bit of trouble. The cast bouncing in the meantime, but Naive keep moving ball straight into LeBron. This wasn't the plan. Yoku coming across to cover him, but can he do enough? The telekinesis this one, Naive will finally die, but LeBron should drop in return. The reflector slowing him down. The Sprout is there. Ghostic though, he's controlled up. He will be burned out, and Yoku's still chasing LeBron. In the meantime, they're going to lose Mid-Pashka as well as they start diving under tower. The cast bouncing. He might still live. No, they can't get the Infernal Blade off in time. Mid-Pashka, he'll inevitably die, but he does in the meantime buy some time, and now Naive comes straight back. Metamorphosis is level 3. They need to back away from this. General can't stand a fight. Although the trees are trying to block him, they can't get across quick enough, but General should be able to just about walk this off.
With the amount of sticks that he had and the fact that they're pretty fat here, they could have dealt some damage to him, maybe make him back off a bit. However, they didn't want to risk it as Furion is coming back alive.
That's true.
Overall, the big win for NaVi again. A really great rotation, and Furion kind of ported right into the Brew Split there. So first he took a lot of damage from the Brew Split.
Yeah.
And then Panda came back in his normal form and clapped him all the way to his death. So, yep. A couple of mistakes on the side of Empire.
And this is the thing, in the meantime, they know FN is not going to come to reinforce these fights because he has to keep pressuring Crystallize. As soon as you leave this Morphling alone, he will catch up.
Yeah, definitely. And why leave this lane though with FN? You're doing fine. There's no reason to give this Morph anything this early into the game. I mean, you can't zone out Crystallize anymore. As soon as he got the Ring of Health, he just goes edgy. As you can see, like, he has 30 HP, but he's regioning up with plus 16.
Yeah, you need some sort of snipe out, like Nature's Prophet just appearing.
Yeah, definitely. You need some burst from him. Or something to port, like you said, Furion to port behind once he uses the waveform. Maybe that would work.
And we're seeing the top lane. It seems like it's going better for Terrorblade, but it's not going as well as most people are realizing. Their net worth, him and Morphling about even. Because he's got this issue where if Metamorphosis is down, General completely dominates the lane.
On the bottom lane, Lil is doing so well. He already has Medallion and Doom. We might see a dead Pengo or even a dead Tiny.
Yep, actually goes straight under the Tiny. He's worth a lot of gold. The telekinesis to stop him escaping in the tree line. Crystallize taking a crap ton of damage there, but they will stay alive. LeBron, he dies, but so will FN. And Crystallize almost being sniped out by their Nature's Prophet ult.
Well, it kinda ended alright, I suppose, for Empire. Yeah, they did lose Tiny. At least they got LeBron, but LeBron is not giving too much right now. He's level 4, waiting for that Dome to level up to 6, so him dying is not really a big deal. It's an alright thing to do when you're a position 5 running sometimes. You just secure that kill with the lift, right? But maybe step a bit too close.
Then he's trying to push down the tier 1 right now, but it's annoying to actually try and stop Ghostic from denying this. Ghostic obviously doesn't want to deny it straight away. He wants to buy as much time with that mid tower as he can.
You don't want to lose your power at any point into the game, but it sounds like I think he's gonna have to realize that he has to back off. He's gonna stick around.
I don't think he can even deny it now. He's not got enough HP to really even contend with Dendi. He'll have to TP away.
Back and then TP in perhaps.
General's being pinged top. Poshka's here. The Maldic, the Death Ward goes out. General uses the split. I mean, Poshka does force it, but he will have to give his life for this. The Death Ward does get stolen, but Poshka is dead, and they will push on the tier 1 top.
Well, at least he baited that blue split, but he's gonna lose the tier 1, so it's not really worth it.
Yeah, if it's just his death, it's okay. But they are pushing on the other side, yeah. So, I mean, Ghostic just looking to trade. This is the Nature's Prophet effect. You don't really look for these direct fights through the mid game. You look for the split push opportunities.
Yeah, because you just have so much pushing power. It's pretty good for you. And taking away the jungle from Morph, taking away bottom lane from Morph is really important for them.
And the other thing is he has got the drum down Natures. I wonder where he goes next here. Is it a Shadow Blade pickup? But your Tiny's probably going to do that. And speaking of that, Tiny, once again, harassing on the Crystallize here. But it's okay. Crystallize is Tiny too. So
he could go for Shadow Blade here. He could get the medallion too. They don't really have one. That would open up Rush for them. He could also go for a straight bot, which is probably not what's gonna happen right now. Getting Shadow Blade is most likely it.
I mean, what I was going to say as well is that this interesting in this type of game is that Crystallize has good heroes to morph into to catch up in terms of farm.
Definitely.
Like you got the Nature's Prophet, the Tiny. I mean, I think the other big issue the Empire has is they picked the Terrorblade. They didn't get rid of this counter pick because obviously Morphling is fantastic against Terrorblade.
Yes, definitely. The Morph, you can even burst him down from distance without worrying of his ultimate.
And well, looking to burst some people down. NaVi supports. They are smoked up, but it's the same for Empire. So Empire targeting out General. Maybe they'll find him. At the same time, NaVis are looking for this Tiny, and FN is just busy farming up at the moment. He might get caught.
Yeah, these two offlaners are basically the most farmed right now.
Crystallize, he sees FN, they go for the Doom, and they'll finally get it off. The waveform through just to keep sight on him, and the Death Ward comes out. They want to make it a quick kill, and it will be.
Good rotation from General as well. He bailed on top or to bottom. So yeah, they did commit 5 people, but General would have died top 100% anywhere close. So both teams realizing who their prime targets are at the moment. However, NaVi just executing a little bit better than Empire.
NaVi would actually catch those, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, General's one of those offlaners, like Ghostic in the offlane is very good at finding these intuitive kills. General's this guy with spidey senses, right? He knows when a gank is coming.
After playing so many games, you just...
Speaking of General, the clap, there's the split, and Naive is in a little bit of trouble. The stun, Holland plays the avalanche as well, and tells me slip, no chance for a Sunder. Yoku, he stands around in the meantime, he needs to swashbuckle away and run. He will have to leave Ghostic behind. That is a dead and sorry Nature's Prophet. So they lose 2, and they don't even get the tier 1 top.
Yeah, it just feels that NaVi is just completely outmaneuvering them right now. While that's happening, like, farm get as much.
He's backed up by Dendi as well, so it's not like you can easily pressure this Morphling. But Morph just wants to dodge out, right?
They don't really have a lot of cash from him right now, so I don't think he's afraid too much of dying until there's Orchid on Furion that we talked about. Decided to go for it straight now.
I think it's the right choice here. They need some sort of lockdown for this Morphling.
It's
the
really
Brew, the Doom, there's so many targets.
Rubik, Doom, Panda, Morphling even more so. It's Orchid is just great for Furion.
However, General maybe in a little bit of trouble. Sprout in the spot, the Maledict comes out, and the Death Ward thrown out without hesitation. General will submit.
Talking about spider senses, you can't really spider sense your way out of Ghostic porting on top of you, though, can you? So yeah, that's kind of a problem.
I mean, he senses them coming. He can't sense well the water. You know, we gotta give the guy right.
And like both these supports did really well on the lanes. However, they've been farming in a bit too aggressive positions, right? So they farm around the runes on the low ground, and that's generally where you wanna be, but you have to be on the high ground every now and then to check for incoming ganks.
And speaking of ganks, FN is shadow bladed up and walking in, but NaVi, they know about this. Put the sentry down his spot out. He gets the toss on the Crystallize, but he won't be able to finish off. FN hit on 2 and he'll die. The stolen avalanche helping to secure that kill as General gets the last hit. And I mean,
it's really
is that those spidey instincts we were looking for?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I think LeBron was even putting that ward there to try and see if there's a high ground ward on the cliff.
True.
But Yeah, but they also have a ward very deep in the jungle, so they might have seen.
I think it was over here that they saw it because he was farming this camp before he came.
Exactly. So they most likely saw him.
But this is fantastic for them because although it's just one kill and it's just this tiny one, he's the highest net worth on his team, and two, this is prime tiny time, right? This is where your combo will kill most of the enemies.
Yeah, they just stopped him at his prime time completely. They shut him down twice, while General used his ultimate, I think, 3 times now, and all 3 of those ultimates resulted in at least 1 kill. Tiny has really had no luck with his.
Well, this is pretty rough. Like, did you see that wall placement? Yeah, 7 seconds difference. Empire beat them to it, and now FN is walking in. He's pinging. But what's his target here? There's no easy quick melt. All these heroes are considerably tanky. They do at least get the tower, and now FN just has to back off.
He just stopped.
And H's. He gets caught top by Dendi. Dendi being chased onto by Yoku, but Yoku needs to back off here. Dendi hits pretty hard still, and now nice telekinesis interruption to make sure Naive cannot do anything. LeBron with a toss back. Naive just has to TP away.
And that's a meta used as well.
Oh, and he actually stole the reflection just before he left. And now FN, Invis, they're going to Lil. There's the stun coming through, the cast bounce the Maldiv, but look at General, he jumps straight in and interrupts with Posh because the Deadpool not getting too much done, but we'll get rid of Lil, but not before he throws out the Doom. In the meantime, Posh being chased down by Crystallize. Crystallize cannot finish the job. He has to back off here. They're looking towards this doomed up Tiny, but can they finish it quick enough? Brew, his ult is about to run out. They need to do a lot more damage, especially as Pangal is on his way. In general, he needs to just blink out of here before he runs into problems. He will and TP in the tree line. Meanwhile, NaVi, they get everyone else out as Crystallize is able to just dodge out the Sprout issue.
That's a small victory, I think. FN, you're in sentry range, sadly, so and instantly strength more. Anyway, a little win for Empire, I think, after a series of rough events happening for them this game. Basically, they did bait out the Doom on Tiny, and Split was used too, so maybe they can try and make some moves now, maybe some smoke, maybe any sort of reaction to all the aggression that's been happening on their side of the map.
It's kind of very hard though, because you look at the Radiant jungle, you look at Navi's jungle, and I mean, we just said about FN, he couldn't find the gank because they see him. They've got 4 sentries down in this jungle. You can call it paranoid, call it what you want, but it's working.
They are completely protecting their carry with these sentries. It's basically what you should do against Shadowblades or any heroes that benefit from sneaking up into your jungle and trying to get those pickoffs with Invis.
The Navi, the lead is actually peaked down a little bit there. I think it's about 2k exchange in the last like 2-3 minutes, but they are sitting stable. The thing is, when you look at the lineup, the Morphling is incredibly threatening late game. You know what is 2? FN. Can this Tiny do anything though? He's interrupted. The Steel actually got his hands onto the tree. The LeBron, time to farm, right?
That's just
old man with a walking stick.
It's just a walking stick for him. Completely useless. Pretty much useless spell. Anyway, this Doom though, I have a feeling there's a huge difference in the power of Doom and the power of Pangolier. Like, Pangolier hasn't been doing a lot, right? He just picked this up.
Speaking of Doom, he walks straight into Ghost Stick. Ghost Stick, that's one way he wants to be. The Avalanche does come out onto Dendi, but Dendi stands his ground, and now looks like FN's in a lot of trouble. He's going to get shredded through here. There will be a TP out from Ghost Stick before they can interrupt, though.
The power of Doom walks in, at least uses the Forest Stomp and the Infernal Blade. Cuts that gank on Dendi into half and just spawns easily.
It could have been much worse though, because Ghost Stick was about to get caught out fully there.
Yeah, definitely. He just ported out on the sides. While Yoku, what exactly is this Pango bringing to the table? Absolutely nothing. So far, at least. He's pressured Morph a bit.
I don't think I've seen him ult once so far.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't think I've seen that ulti either, and he's level 10. Like, the hero is super strong in teamfights, but every game recently that I watched just feels so lackluster. Like, it just doesn't do enough. Compared to some Tusk or Doom, very straightforward heroes with very straightforward spells that can do a lot.
It's also like, you look at the other members of their team. I mean, Terrorblade just wants to farm up, and maybe he wants a team fight. Nature's Prophet just wants to split push. There isn't really this composition that want to go 5-manning. And when you look at the on side of Na'Vi, they just want to leave Morphling farming while Dendi pushes lanes and the others gank.
My problem is, the problem that I see with Empire's draft is that they have this Shadowblade, and that's the only hero right now that can follow up with Ghost Stick's aggression, right? If Ghost Stick wants to kill someone, he needs this Shadowbladed...
Speaking of killing, Poshka just disappears there in the mid lane. LeBron on point with his telekinesis every
They're
time.
just grabbing kills, kill after kill after kill, while this Tiny can't even go on their side of the map to make stuff possible. He needs to scout out people with the Shadow Blade, and then they follow up with Ghost exporting so that they can get a kill or two. Same could be said for Witch Doctor. Maybe he could hide in these trees somewhere across the map on the side lanes so that they finally make use of their global presence of Furion. Because right now they're not doing it.
Meanwhile, on the bot lane, General's lurking pretty far back. Go for the clap and move in. Forces FN to go invis, but I'm not sure General realizes there's more people here. FN doesn't want to risk it though because you haven't got enough lockdown.
Is he worried? General, how do they kill him at this point? There's absolutely, even if they combo him with timing, it does not matter.
I mean, he's got 2k HP. It's not an easy ask. And you know what would be an easier ask? It looks like NaVi are waiting around the Roche bit. I think they're just looking for ganks though. I don't think they can do Roche right now.
They could, but it's unnecessary to force it this way. They do have Solar and armor on Doom, so... I mean, Helm of Dominator plus Solar, he has so much armor.
Are they going to go on a General here? They might. The Wrath of Nature just hit, and now Pangolier coming in, and meanwhile Kirsty shows up. The silence is there, but there's going to be TPs. Can General stay alive long enough? He can't. He does pop out to the Orc, and FN's going to go for the TP out, but there's the Avalanche crystallized, changing into Tiny and becoming FN's worst nightmare. On the other side, though, Yoku's going to TP out because Denny's forced back by the Maledict Death Ward. Miposhka probably going to have to give his life for this, though. Crystallized looking to move forward. 5 seconds to the waveform. And he's got plenty of time left to play Tiny. Here it comes. Should be a TP up. But goes to the Avalanche misses. There's a movement forward. And Posh's creating a lot of space with this.
They all created so much space with this.
It's just... Oh my god, he's not going to get out here.
They don't have a link. Look, they could not kill that Panda, as I said before, until that Orchid happened. And as soon as that Orchid happened, they go and they take him down. More importantly, they take him next to his tier 2. So all this aggression is basically making space for your Terror Blade, because everyone ported bottom to help General, everyone ported bottom, and what did they get? Only one Tiny. Well, the Terror Blade is farming jungle and pushing out top.
He's catching up. He's up to 10,000 net worth, lurking a little bit behind Dendy, but not much. Only 600 gold difference between them.
So, let's do
Yep, jump straight in. They get control of the Lil. There's a Sprout coming out. He's going to cut the trees and try and run away. The Orchid might be enough damage though, and he's dead.
There you go. Like, only thing they needed is this Orchid, and I wanted to say that the game might switch in their favor a bit right now.
NaVi noticing this, and they go straight to the Roche pit.
They don't have the Solar Crest of Leo, though. They do have double damage crystallized.
Yeah, he's hitting for a casual 400, you know. No biggie.
And this casual creep here that tanks Roche completely.
Look at him, he's a hero. The Ogre Frostmaid with all that extra armor.
1500 HP, while Morphin has 700, so the agility.
He doesn't need to be the frontliner. He's got these beautiful creeps that are way too tanky.
What's really interesting is how Doom went for Wild Wing, right? So he has Toughness Aura that gives you 3 Bones armor, and then even more armor from the Ice armor, and then the Solar Crest. And look at this, Miposhka hiding in the sidelines, just what I was talking about before. This is how you play position 5s with Furions. You need one of these heroes that's gonna just wait for someone on the sidelines so that Furion can port in and Orchid them, and on the other lane maybe you have the Tiny Shadow Blading in. Or this Pango even with the ultimate now with Wind Dagger.
And that's Crystallize's biggest nightmare, right? Because it's the case of the Maledict, is you try and morph into strength, you're just gonna take more damage for each tick.
It's really strong versus him, however, he does have that Lincoln Sphere, so it's kinda hard for Furion right now to pop it, and it's not even easy for Miposhka, right? Because you're gonna react to cast.
Exactly, you've got enough time to waveform away. And
it's not an easy kill anymore for them. Crystallize is...
It's gonna get worse, though, because Crystallize is very close to that shotgun. And once he has the E-Blade, I'm not really sure you want to be aggressing onto him. You want to be reacting in a favorable scenario.
Definitely. Furion is so squishy when it comes to the shotgun of Morphling. Pretty much the same thing.
I like NaVi's position, though. They're quite stacked here. They'll lead him with Lil.
But the BKB from Naive, though. I thought I misheard something, then I move and I see the BKB.
Yeah. I thought I'd give him the benefit of the doubt and we wouldn't embarrass him, but yeah. He's not having the worst game. It's not the end of the world. I'm pretty sure NaVi didn't see it either.
They did a bit. They started going. I think Doom saw it, but...
Oh, they caught a glimpse because of the daytime vision.
However...
You are my fog man, remember?
Yeah, yeah, I can see through fog, man. However, the 10 seconds BKB on TB versus the Morph with the shotgun, you really don't want to waste it this way. It's so much. It means so much to you.
Especially with the amount of HP you actually have on Terrorblade. It's not a strength hero. It's going to go super tanky by the time the shotgun's happening.
Like, he's even opting for Sanj and Yasha. Sasha, Yasha. You know?
Yo, Sasha Yasha.
Sasha, Yasha. Sasha or Yasha?
This is my gun, Sasha. This is Yasha. I do not know what it is.
Yeah.
A sister.
Alrighty, guys.
Well.
Alrighty, Sasha and Yasha.
Speaking of big BKBs, by the way, looks like Lil's going to be going for one next on that Doom. No mobility items, surprisingly enough. This is a bit odd, actually, right? Like, you usually pick up a Shadow Blade or a Blink.
On Doom?
Yeah.
You don't have to. It's good, no doubt about it. It's good, but you don't have to. You can opt to just run into people's faces in some games. And I guess he decided that this is one of those cases. I mean, jump around terribly.
Bron just saw Yoku. Yoku thinks he's got the advantage invis here, but he wants to be careful. If he walks just here, he's a goner.
He senses it, the way he's moving at least.
Yeah,
like...
I mean, it was a little bit confident. Like, the LeBron was just standing there and then suddenly started walking back in a very odd way.
Yeah. You notice these things.
I sense them
from. Are they gonna notice the smoke?
I don't think they are, because FN is standing right here. There's the Avalanche. The Doom comes out onto him. They see him. They've got control and they'll get the kill.
I don't think they really needed the Doom there, but
it makes it quicker. It makes sure there's no time wasted, because Crystallize is pushing top while Nature's Prophet and his team are pushing bot.
Story, and every second matches.
Exactly. And Crystallize, he can hit this tower very hard. The shotgun comes out, and that is a dead Yoku.
Are you certain you want to go there, Yoku?
He's dead for 50 seconds. We see this so often with Pangos at the moment. A little bit over-aggressive. Now the split coming out quite aggressively from General. He's going to zone out Miposhka, keep control, and make sure no one can interrupt this tower push. The cast will bounce, but it will not do anything to slow down the push. Meanwhile, on your base, yes, that's right. It's a Nature's Prophet and a Terrorblade on your high ground. LeBron can't do much against it. The creep army's a giant. And there's Yoku. This buyback, it might pay off because it's disrupting any sort of retreat for the side of NaVi and Empire. They actually trade better. Now they're going to come back. They're going to find a kill with the General as well because he hangs around a little bit too long.
I mean, admirable indeed. They did this really well.
The trees are going to finish off the racks.
They got both of them. They already got the melee one, right? So the range one is not as important, but yeah. And honestly, very well played from them that they didn't go back and respond to the push, because they couldn't, actually. The Aegis still up for Morphling, so
gotta be careful with that. But also, like, you gotta give props to Yoku there. I mean, a lot of time we see these buybacks in the possible in those scenarios, and they just stand there. But he used his ultimate fantastically to interrupt any sort of retreat.
Yeah, we're gonna give him props for buying back and disrupting the forts. We're not gonna give him props for dying there. We see
it was unnecessary.
We see Pangos do this way too often.
It's really odd because as a POS 4, you kind of respect that this hero could be good. But the thing is, you're using your swashbuckle to farm when you need it for an escape. Yeah, especially the way they farm, which is very aggressive.
The turn rate on the hero is very weird, and sometimes you have a feeling that you can just swashbuckle in and blink out, but it just doesn't happen. So,
well, it's also like because the swashbuckle's a travel time, you can't actually blink until the swashbuckle finishes.
Great point. And yeah, I mean he definitely noticed the shotgun. It's been up for a while, so he had to know that.
He's just feeling brave. He's like, you know what, I'm an agi hero. I must be very tanky. And you look down and see he's got 1300 HP. And not feeling so tanky anymore.
Yeah, he's been for that instance. It's gonna help him a bit versus the Morph. Not the whole ton. I think they need a Glimmer on Miposhka as soon as possible. It's gonna help them a lot in this game.
Well, he went for the Spirit Vessel first, which I don't wholly disagree with here. You're up against the Morphling, you need it.
Of course, Vessel is just a great item overall on Witch Doctor. I think every time I saw Miposhka play Witch Doctor, he went for Vessel, and the item is just ridiculously good. With the Melodic, with the Paralyzing Cask and the Ultimate, you can take down anyone that does not have a BKB or Magic Immunity.
Kind of actually curious that the side NaVi haven't completed the Spirit Vessel yet. LeBron is seeming a lot poorer than Miposhka, but in reality it's only 600 gold difference between the two.
Yeah, like they emphasize a lot more on Lael's farm, and as BKB already, Solar Crest, Dominator. He has 3 big items already.
Is this a core Doom? Maybe.
Yeah, pretty much. little position 4 usually transitions into war. It's a very greedy player, right? A very greedy position 4 most of the time.
But he makes it work. You
Definitely. I'm not saying it in a bad
absolutely
way.
Dendi, he's about to be in a lot of trouble here. They're rotating around him. He thought he was the one making the jump. They jumped on him in the avalanche. The Orc to make sure he had no escape. Ghostic, he's the one that secures the kill. Yoku did use his ultimate, and the Metamorphosis has been popped, which means they need to get a tier 2 to get value. But in their bot lane, Crystallize is about to find more value in return.
Yeah, they have to deal with this Crystallize first, and then they push bot, then they push top. But if they do it like this, if it's FN that's defending,
I don't think it's going to be enough. Crystallize to stay alive here. And there it is, Avalanche coming in the toss, and Spirit Vessel goes out. They might get him this time. Maledict, he's just trying to create some space, but there it is. The Avalanche interruption might buy him enough time. He has got the Mantis still as well. And he actually goes through, looks for a kill, finds it on the Miposh, gets to stand his ground and fight. FN needs to toss him closer to his base. Crystallize doing a lot of work here, and they've actually sent Ghostic back to try and deal with this. In the meantime, the whole push has come to an end. The tier 2 did fall, but Brewmaster creates a lot of space to make sure there's no push on the high ground.
Yeah, the thing that happened there is Brew used his ulti and went on Terrorblade. Terrorblade even had to port out because of the amount of damage that Brew was taking. He had to BKB as well. He had to BKB and port out, which is kind of bad for him because his BKB is going shorter and shorter, so becoming shorter and shorter. It's not good.
And on top of that, this is screaming huge issues for the side of Empire because we saw a lot thrown onto Crystallize there. And the worst part for them is that's when he didn't use the Manta to dodge out or get rid of the silence.
Yeah. So he didn't even use the Orchid, right? The Funeral was not on point there with the port.
But he had the Manta anyway, that was the problem.
Yep. I guess a Hex or Nullifier at some point for Fury is going to deal with that.
But they're going to need it.
Yeah, but I think they should probably send this Furion next time to defend somehow so that he can port back in.
Well, Furion's busy pushing while Navi's whole team pushes your mid. They're on the high ground now, which waiting for the creep wave. Backdoor is a thing, ladies and gentlemen. Crystallize is looking incredibly scary right now. Morphling, he's almost top net worth, and Terrorblade,
they're just going to go for Rosh. That's it.
TV doesn't have Metamorphosis, and they know it.
Yeah. I mean, the Panda didn't have ult, so they couldn't really push that easy. But you know what the thing is? You see how they're pinging out bottom. The problem with this push bottom is that the Furion is going to be able to port top or even, port top because there's no tier 2.
We're going to stretch through Roche very quickly here, so they should be able to get back and respond in time. I can't imagine they let themselves get Fury into the game like this, considering that's the only thing that's really been working for Empire so far. They pick up the Roche, they're going to send Crystallize straight back and drop Creep Wave. I mean, Ghostic can't actually afford to go in the base aggressively like this. He has got buyback, but...
Yeah, he could maybe BKB port out if there's no Doom around. However, he just opts not to do it, as you said.
I mean, the interesting thing is Doom still has the Hellbear. I feel like you should just be getting the Dark Scroll Summoner at this point, just looking for it. Hunting around for one.
Dark Scroll, you mean the Ensnare guy, right?
Yeah, Dark Scroll Summoner,
yeah. He's good. I agree.
I mean, they've got the BKBs coming out. It just seems the most logical choice because you can interrupt those TPs out.
These auras that he's got are good, right? With the Wolf and the attack speed aura, it's great. However, I agree with you. Troll would be great as well. Maybe he just did not find one.
Yes, it's like we were talking about Chen yesterday and their luck and how it can really decide the effect that the POS4 of this type has.
You find a couple of rocks and you're gold and you don't, and the game is much harder.
But look, it's the golden ghost. You could go get that instead. The 20% movement slow. It's actually pretty great, pretty considerable.
It's been one of those. There we go. There's a troll. Is he gonna go for it? Yeah, he goes for the troll.
Good. So he now has the ensnare, which means there will be no way of them TPing out, even with a BKB. And in the meantime, it looks like NaVi are stacking up bots while the side of Empire are going to try and push in top. They're going to be much slower here.
Yeah, they can't.
And they actually get a kill. Witch Doctor disappears straight away. The shotgun use a great effect. The buyback does come out on the pocket with Crystallize down half HP and needs to be careful. He does still have the Aegis. And there's Yoku going to roll in. The BKB force out on Lil. Same with General. They move straight forward. The Doom goes straight out on the Terrorblade here. They're still trying to kill off Crystallize. But he's staying alive. Nice mana dodge to get rid of the Spirit Vessel. He'll go back to hitting the base. He'll get himself another lane. Yeah, Ghostic, but it's so much slower. They actually need him here to defend. Crystallize backing off the moment, but if you walk out after him, you're in a lot of trouble.
They broke one port, right?
LeBron stole the Rolling Thunder. They almost kill him, but they can't. The interruption this is causing, and General uses a split, going straight to Mikoshka. If he dies as a dieback, He's staying alive with the heals in the meantime on the back, but the Silence comes out. They will find the kill onto LeBron. Ghostic, BKB'd up, standing his ground. Brewmaster trying to move away quickly with his Earth Brew because the rest of his team have actually left him. Can he time this right? No, he can't. The Avalanche hold him in place. General is good as dead. Just going to stand, look at the TP, and it won't work.
Great snatch there from Robic. Steals the Rolling Thunder, allows the rest of his team to fall back. Yep, Panda died and Rubik died. However, they did take the side and their side did not fall. So the Fury split push didn't really work that well.
I mean, he had to come back.
Yeah, he did get the tower, but overall it wasn't really great.
And I think it was kind of that issues. I don't think General got the memo. He looked like he's like, oh, actually, that wish I could ball back. Like, kill him now. I'm happy with this.
Exactly. But on the other hand, they didn't lose the Aegis on Morph. He still has it. Now has a Skadi. He has a Skadi, Link, and Z-Blade. He's basically, this is where you want to be.
Taking that Morph. Yoku farming aggressively again. They'll pay the price.
What is it with the Avengers?
Oh, I don't know about that, but Tiny with the Avalanche. What was it with Tiny? Just the Avalanche?
Yeah, Tiny.
That's risky.
What they want to do is just take the creep wave and just blink out. I understand it, but why do Pangos constantly keep on dying on the lanes?
They want the farm, you know. It's one of those pos 4s that's really cool.
That's true. A greedy position 4, definitely. But you shouldn't be dying. I'm not talking about this particular Pango. Every Pango we watched, yeah, the last 2 days, right?
I mean, usually you pick the Pango because he's so good for defending, and he had to buy back here. In the meantime, Crystallize going to work, forces out the BKB from Naive, and now Crystallize, he'll be fine to move away again. This man just seems impossible to kill right now. The Avalanche coming through. We'll clip onto Dendi, but it'll be fine. The Pangolier is going. The Roll Finder cannot have much of an effect. They might finally pop the Aegis. They do. Dendi super low. BKB will try and run away. Barely staying alive. Almost dying to himself. Crystallize gonna look to stand and fight, but there's the Thunder switch. Morphling has to move away quick. He will stay alive. The muted items will not stop him from escaping as the waveform was saved for the defense. And now, Naive doesn't want to fight with Dendi. In the meantime, FN's going to turn it around. Dendi taking a lot of damage. Right in place, he's going to die. The Brewmaster split is doing a lot of work, though. They do end up killing off Tiny. He will fight back. FN, he needs to save them from this because the metamorphed up Terraflame is running out of health. Now, Yoku being jumped onto the tail. He's scoring control. And Mother Ghostic is actually going to toss Ghostic deeper. That's not what you want from your Tiny. And now, Chris Light stands his ground. They're going to find the kill on FN. And Naive, he's the last man standing. He's got no Sunder for 5 more seconds. But by the time you have it, your entire base is going to be dead. And GG gets called. NaVi, they take game 1. And the net worth might not show it, but this was not as close as you think because this Morphling had the time.
Definitely. Well, not the time of his life.
Well, not to begin with.
Yeah, not to begin with, but overall they created so much space. They played 4 protects 1 more or less.
Yeah.